Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of DD Academy. Today we're going to be highlighting the Kagero. The Kagero at Tier 7 is one of the most formidable torpedo boats in the game. We have two sets of torpedo launchers, four each, and the alpha for the torpedoes is phenomenal. It's a 22,000 damage with a reload time of just over a minute. Now, if you have the epic mod, which I don't because I don't really necessarily care for it as much. You do get the extra 2% and the reload, or decrease reload, I should say. But you do run the risk of an added 50% incapacitation, which isn't normally a problem because you shouldn't get spotted with this thing, or at least try to, right? So I have a video from a little while back that I will impose on this video here to kind of illustrate the capabilities of Kagero and how to play it. There are some high-level things that I do in Kagero that I don't recommend it if you are first starting out as a destroyer player, and you have Kagero, and you're trying, maybe not first time because obviously you're at tier 7, but let's say you boosted and you don't have a whole lot of games, but you wanted to get these 22,000 damage torpedoes in your hands. This is the build that I have for it. Let me just move my camera quick. The build that I have is a very standard torpedo build. Propulsion mod, concealment, and then your torp reload. If you wanted to go with gun reload, I wouldn't blame you because the Kagero does have good alpha, but the traverse speed of the guns are already terrible as it is, and the reload isn't that great to begin with anyway. So it's something to be desired, as I said earlier. I'd rather you guys just do the torp reload. Kagero's super fast. You got 3 engine boosts, give you an 8%. Duration over 2 minutes of duration, which is phenomenal. Smoke's really good. I mean, I wouldn't say it's like the best smoke, but then you also have the ability to have a torp reload booster, which some people use. I don't like to use them unless I'm in Udachi. Udachi is the tier 7 premium, probably the best torpedo boat in the game. And super, well, obviously Shimakaze, everyone's talk about that, but I'm glad Shimakaze don't have this. So, let's look at the survivability. 17.7, basically 17.8 for hit points, which is basically standard for the tier. You got 7.5 on the reload time, so if you had that, 10% decrease, you'd go down to like what 6.8, somewhere in there. And then your HE shell damage is 1800 with a 7% fire chance, which I think is just a little bit above average because I think the average is like 5. But you're not really going to use your guns that much. The turning speed 15 seconds. And then you have 10-kilometer range for your torpedo, 71 knots. 1.7 detectability for the torps, which is slightly above average. The average is about 1.5. A defense, you don't even talk about that. Hopefully you don't get into a carry match. Rudder shift is good. Speed's good. 5.1 on the conceal. You can get it down to like 4.8, 4.9 if you did a full concealment build. And then your armor. Obviously you got none. So overview. Repeater, you have that TRB that if you wanted to have on a big yield on the average torpedo damage, and then good concealment. So let's look at the commander. This is the basically free to play. I just go with this because you add more torpedo damage. You decrease that reload, decrease your concealment. Perceptive increases your survivability by knowing where the close thing is. Destroy be destroyed because you're not really going to use your guns, so you're going to use that that skill of having higher speed. Now, this is an optional one. You can go with unstoppable if you're going to contest caps, which in the video that I'm going to show you, this is what I used. I use Unstoppable. I didn't use Give Me Speed. This is just recently. Give Me Speed is kind of nice. Increases your maximum speed by 10% if somebody's within 6. Now you're at 5-1, right? Okay, so if you're getting chased by something, you're gonna be able to get away quicker, and you have more engine boosts. Your duration and cooldown time are enhanced. So you go with Sims and Bay, or Swirsky in my case, because Swirsky's maxed out. Bay I think is minus 3.8% right now. And you got that added HP. I always go with that. It's a nice little buffer to have. Another commander that you can use is Fishy if you have him. I believe this is one of the Halloween commanders, I think. Or no, I'm sorry, Space Commanders. Increases your torp speed. I would probably, instead of Contact is Imminent, I would go with this. Because you're not going to be, again, you know, using your guns. You can go with Back in Stock for a full torp, like 100% torp build. Torp range you don't really need. I mean, because you already have good concealment, so it doesn't really matter. And then I would change this to Swirsky, and then Sims. So you got a little bit of a better torp build with this one because you have that that speed, but then you don't have the damage buffer that you do with Tanaka. Let's see. Yukikaze and Kurita are not really viable with that. These are other commanders that I haven't really messed with, but Sashio is a very good commander. If you have a Sashio, this is going to be a straightforward build with torpedoes, and you have various skills that you can use. Strike them down is phenomenal. So just check out all the commanders that you have. This guy's more of a gunslinger. I believe this one does too. So your reload time for your torps is increased with Gonzo. And then you have Torpedo Bundle. And then Sano is another one that I haven't really messed with much. But the reason I like Sano is because you kind of are forced to run a full concealment build. Because your range is decreased by a lot. So you have to be like running Fragile Threat. I would run probably Give Me Speed just to be able to get away. Subsurface Venture and just full concealment, just launch those torpedoes away, man. Just 8% or 8 knots, excuse me. So you get much faster torpedoes and they come back faster. So that's what I would do with Sano if you have him. So, anyways, let's get to the gameplay, and I'll kind of commentate over the decisions that I made during the game. But let's go ahead and play this through, and I'm going to just zoom on in here. So we spawn on the A side, and notice I have the 5-1 conceal. I'm not running Twist and Track, so I'm not running Perceptive. I'm running the Torpedo Reload, which does help quite a bit in this scenario. But there's the engine boost that I used there, and we're going to go ahead and try to cap Alpha. So we're going to fast forward here to what we got. This is a typical routine destroyer route for Alpha. Now, granted, some destroyer players like to go to the right on Alpha here, right? The problem with doing that is that you don't get the spots that your teammates really need. When you go to the right on Alpha, there's an island there, right? You can see that right above the camera. You'll get spots quicker, but they won't last very long. So what I like to do is get cross spots. So it might delay the spotting right away, but I want to have better spotting so that my teammates have the advantage. We'll fast forward a little bit here. Actually, let me go like this here so you can see where I launch my torpedoes. So I launch them in the typical torp lane. that everybody tends to have. Now, obviously, if I had better range, because I only got 10-kilometer range, I shouldn't say only, but I wish I had better range there. No, because I don't have twist and track, I don't know what's over here. It could be a DD over here, it could be something else. Obviously, both battleships are here. Now something's in the cap, so I know there's a destroyer. And what I want to do is back in just to stop the cap a little bit. Notice, let me just pause it right here. Notice that I am not in the cap all the way. One thing that I always say in the Destroyer Academy is you don't have to have your entire ship in the cap. Some people, like, they back in all the way. It's like, you don't need to be doing that. Now, I do have a Baltimore with me. That's the blue cruiser there. And I have, obviously, New Jersey and Valor. So, Baltimore, at this point, should try to get to the island and radar. Now that we know that there's something in the cap.
Didn't matter, I didn't hit him anyways.
Another thing I'd like to add is, like, sometimes it's hard to tell if something spots the torpedoes ahead of the battleships, because they have a pretty high detectability. 1.7. So if somebody has a build, some of the builds, like, or perks, you can spot torpedoes 15% more range. So somebody could have spotted them, or somebody could not have spotted them. It's harder to know. The easier it is to detect your torps, it's harder to tell if something's in spotting it. Also, there's sonar in play too, because Heinrich does have sonar, if I remember correctly. But there's Carolina, and normally they're not going to sonar at that range. They're going to wait until, like, they're brawling to actually sonar. So now I'm going to back out of the cap and get a better angle for my torpedoes to try to get the Carolina out the game. Notice I am broadside to the cap, and Ackhead just killed Benson. He didn't even last 2 minutes. And we have a cruiser at Bravo that is just... I don't know what he's doing, but... Notice with Kagero, you can cap contest. You just have to do it smart. You do have the 2 turrets in the back and 1 in the front. I believe Carolina hits a few of these. I'm going to smoke out. The reason why I smoke out, and if you guys watch Senna's reaction video to this, he wonders why I did that. And the reason I did that is because whichever DD it is, I'm going to have a tough time going against it. Now, I did hit a torpedo on the Carolina.
Carolina? Yeah.
My safety net is set. I noticed the Heinrich is coming over, so I'm going to launch these torpedoes. And boom, just like that, the Fletcher spotted. I'm going to take some shots because I know I can do pretty good amount of damage. Now, I want him to shoot at me so that he gets spotted by the Baltimore. Notice the Baltimore didn't do anything that I said. Now Valor just smacks the crap out of him, and now he's spotted by my teammates. Now I can kind of, but he smokes out, then that's fine.
Baltimore, that's not a good play.
Hit him a few more times. Now I notice somebody hits him, so I want to see if he went forward. Now my goal was to get the Fletcher to move forward to hit my torpedoes. He didn't do that. Heinrich's gonna hit 1. Good amount of damage there. They have the quick loading DCPs. I get out of the smoke because I know that Fletcher is going to try to torpedo. I launch 1 at the Heinrich and 1 set at the Fletcher. And I'm coming over to the right side to help out, but I notice we've already lost 3 ships within 5 minutes. So we're trying to hurry up and win this flank. Again, broadside in the cap, but the Fletcher doesn't know that I'm on this side. Then I notice that the Baltimore is actually pushing in. He should have used his radar against that Fletcher, because then we would have killed him. That's a permanent flood on Heinrich. Nope, never mind. That's right. He has a quick loading. Look, still no radar, and he's right in here.
Fucking me up, dude.
So, notice I'm trying to get out of dodge. And I won't play out this entire game, but you guys know what's going to happen to the Baltimore. Now, here is something that's a little more advanced. So I noticed a Heinrich, he's going to turn towards the Baltimore. Okay. I don't know if I would have done what he did there. I would have probably stayed bow into Valor with my guns pointed right to the... Because the Baltimore doesn't have torpedoes, so I'm not sure why the Heinrich did that. But I took an opportunity here. I'm like, okay, he's going into the smoke of the Fletcher. So I'm going to launch these torpedoes, even if they don't hit the Heinrich. They're almost certainly going to hit the Fletcher, because Fletcher has been in smoke, and he's shooting. So I know he's still in there. He's not going to move, and that smoke lasts like 2.5 minutes. Thank you. Let's just throw weird ships, guys. Not even 5 minutes in, dude. Or just over 5 minutes in. Awesome. Torpedoes on Carolina do not connect. And we still have yet to win our flank. But Charlie has been completely overran. Might get a double strike with this left side. And there's the torpedoes that were meant for the Baltimore. Go fuck yourself. 2 minutes to the cap, or 2 seconds, excuse me, to the cap. And Fletcher almost got it. I should hit him with 2. But hit the Fletcher, and then I hit the Heinrich, and he's dead.
Nice.
There's a double strike. That's another nice little Kagero highlight. I'm gonna fast forward to... Okay. I don't know if you guys see very clearly on the map here. We finally captured it was a 2v6. Valor killed the Ochkov, death struck him, which is awesome. At least I think he did. I can't remember. Let me see. No, never mind, because he's low on HP. But Valor is rotating with me. I told him, come with me. I don't want him to be stuck with that Asashio that's still alive over there, okay? So he ends up taking the shot. But the reason why I'm bringing this up right now is look where my ship's going. Let me play it out. Hey, Netflix. So I don't do a great job. It's more so, let me just pause right here. So notice I was located, now I'm not, right? I'm located. And I know this. I'm trying to drag the DD with me. Now, the reason here why I go to the outside of the island, what do I always say in my DD videos? Try not to put yourself between the enemy and a rock, because you can't escape. And the thing is, I can't die here. Like, the team needs both of us to be alive so that we could win. I think I should get a torped here. I was hoping to get 2, because then he would have died, but... There's a fire. Alright, he's dead. And now, there's the thing, is... Like, here, now that I know Lennon's dead, there's no reason for me to have gone around the island now. I wasted way too much time here. But... because I popped smoke here, right? So I didn't get spotted by Captain Toast. I had a feeling that torpedoes were going to come my way, right? Now that there's smoke here, if the DD's anywhere over here, he's going to launch torpedoes at me. If he's a good player. In my opinion. That's where I would launch him, because I'm hoping to maybe catch the DD off guard. Because I can already see the battleship. If I'm the Asashio, we're winning. So I can play passive all day. I don't have to be aggressive at all. But I should have gone to the front.
I'm spotted currently, so
yeah. That's the key. Valor saying he spotted, I should have immediately went to the... But I was already turned around on this side. There's no way I was going to make that turn. So I launch him where I believe that Asashio is going to come through. And there he is. I should have I should have pushed him right there.
I'll get him spotted.
But notice it was a 2v7, 2v6. Now it's a 2v4,
Mass is full health.
6 minutes. Massachusetts full HP.
Okay. Luckily, the ACAT is only.
Nice little torpid. Got my confed.
Yeah.
Fucking Plymouth is
And then the Plymouth is right there. He rotated up and around. We've covered a lot of ground. And I was hoping the Massachusetts would turn. But he turned a little too late. And then the Siegfried's basically full HP as well.
I slapped him,
But
wasn't enough.
I need to get this Massachusetts off the game.
He's gonna go to.
I don't know what Siegfried's health is.
So we'll fast forward here. Alright, so Siegfried spotted by me now.
So they literally absolutely did nothing.
Yeah, Charlie did nothing.
He's gonna eat 2.
3 should be enough. 2. Alright, so he's flooding, but he's using his heal. Now, here's where you need to be smart with your torpedoes. Obviously, they reload every minute, but you need to check out the torpedo placement. Okay? He sped up.
Of course, he fucking DCP'd it.
So I launched the torpedoes that way. Okay? In about 15 seconds, I'll have torpedoes back. I'm trying to time it so that I'll have torpedoes ready. Now, I need to kill the Massachusetts. Okay. Notice this game, though, you can see that I'm using my guns, but being safe about it. I haven't lost a whole lot of HP, and I have almost 140,000 damage. But here, normally people would just shoot the Massachusetts. What you need to do is wait for the combat situation that you're in to be a 1v1, a true 1v1. So I'm waiting for the Siegfried to clear that island and hoping that he actually does slow down for those torpedoes that I just launched, because Massachusetts spotted them. There's no way, right, that they're hit. But I'm hoping that he slows down, because the Siegfried slowing down behind that island will delay him being able to attack me. What I should have done here is slow down, but the reason why I'm trying to keep my distance is because Massachusetts secondaries are disgusting. Especially against ZDs. And my shot placement could have been way better. But notice, like, okay, now I see that he slowed down already. Yeah, Massachusetts is going way faster than I think. I could have killed him in probably 2 or 3 salvos if I could have aimed. I don't usually use the guns on the Kagero, but I've already lost half the HP I had. There's a fire. Still not leading enough, really, but have him down there. And notice where I place these torpedoes, right? The ones right here. These torpedoes. I placed them there because I knew Siegfried was going to reverse. He didn't have a choice. I knew he was going to get greedy. Even though the game's over, technically, he wants to get that DD kill because 4 is XP. Okay? I know this because that's typically what cruiser players do. Is they go for XP more than anything. Obviously damage too. But I'm 7,800, but what he sees, he doesn't see 7,800. What he sees is 2-bar. He could kill me in 1 salvo of his guns if he had HE loaded. So he's thinking that. Now, the reason why I launched torpedoes to the left of the island is because I was thinking the DD was over there, and then immediately the ACAT starts shooting at me.
He's gonna eat 3.
Siegfried's gone. Right?
Nice.
Now, I could easily have killed this ACAT if the Plymouth didn't show up. But look at the, I mean, like I said, obviously lead better with your guns, but the Kagero can punch some DDs, man. Like, it can really hurt. But the game's basically over right now. This is just garbage time. I'll fast forward. See the ACAT shooting? And I want to shoot him so bad. Dude, I could have won that fight against him. But I have 87 HP and a dream. No dice and no shots. I decided not to give him the kill because I don't care about them. I think I do lose.
Fuck you guys.
I think I do lose one of the turrets, the torpedo turrets. But we'll just fast forward here to see the XP. But 29.45 on a losses, it broke me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Look at my face. Yeah.
3k on a loss.
Yep, that sucked. But good amount of damage, 13 torpedo hits, 54 main battery hits, and look at how much damage we were able to do with just that much. I mean, Kagero's a nasty specimen. It's, in my opinion, not better tier for tier than the Akatsuki at tier 6, which is the DD that I was going after, that 2-bar. I have 4-bar, so, I mean... And 4-bar with a 5-1 concealment, that's basically at the same lines of the Pan-European destroyers, that they can have 4-bar with a low concealment like that. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to like and sub if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next DD highlight video.